All right, guys. So one thing that doesn't get talked much is what kind of air compressor do you want to use for detailing if you're not mobile or you want like a home unit or a small garage unit, something like a small shop. And I've found, I've gone through a couple stand-up compressors. I found this DeWalt is probably the best air compressor in terms of efficiency, cost, everything you can think about for automotive detailing. And there's a couple reasons. Number one, you got the 5.0 SCFM. It's 15 gallons. It's got 225 PSI. So the PSI is not as important as you think, but it does come in handy. And the reason why this is probably the best is because number one, it has all the specs. Number two, it's powerful enough that it refills itself with the PSI to keep yourself at about 90 to 100 for your tornado or your blower. Now, other air compressors where, if you use them, they lose PSI and you don't get that airflow that you need to do the job, obviously, using a tornado. And this one, you can pretty much use it almost permanently, essentially. There's another one that's similar to 15 gallon. I believe it's 200 PSI and 5.4 SCFM. They're about the same. The other one, I believe, maybe has a 1.8 horsepower, but this one, I'm going to show you why it's so good. So right now, I've turned it off. It's maxed out at 200 and about 25 PSI. We're set it at about 90. Let's do it to 100. So we're going to use the tool at 100. The reason why I use the tool at about 100 is because your initial trigger press is going to decrease the tool down to about 90, and then it's going to get refilled by the tank. And so once that happens, if you set it at 90, it's going to go down to 80 and then get refilled around 80. So if you had it at 100, initially it's going to be a little bit stronger PSI, but it's going to refill about 90. So I'm going to show you how long I can hold the tornado or blower, whichever rag company blower you use, and see how long I can get before this drops below kind of 80 PSI, essentially. And I've turned this unit off also as well. So I'm going to speed this up and I'm going to start it now. I'm going to see it. Right about there, we're under 80 PSI. And that was over a minute and a half of constant pressure. And I also turned this machine off so it's not refilling the tank automatically. So this is why having a high PSI and also a high SCFM is so effective in utilizing the tornado or any type of blower tool used, because the higher the PSI tank is, the easier it is to refill your tool back up to about 90 PSI. Now you saw that it basically held 90 PSI permanently, until you dropped it below 90 PSI in the tank. That's when it started getting below the tool at 80 PSI. And that's probably when you're going to lose a significant amount of power in your tornado. So this is why getting a unit like this with high PSI and also high SFM is amazing, because if I had turned this on, it would be refilling the tank already, as well as me utilizing, which means I pretty much would be running this probably permanently, and I wouldn't have to wait for my tornado to kind of replenish an air tank. Any other kind of different compressor that has different lower numbers of PSI or SCFM, you're going to have to wait for it to refill the airflow. And this is why having a unit like this, the DeWalt, is so much better. Now you can get a 30-gallon version of this, but I do believe it's hard to get a 30-gallon with 200 plus PSI and 5.0 SCFM, and those are extremely expensive. So most people don't need that, and it's also quite large. So if you have like a home shop or even like a bigger mobile van, get this for your air compressor. If you can afford the size, this thing is absolutely amazing, right? It just does the work, and it's a workhorse. DeWalt's a great brand as well, so big fan as well. So if you like this, guys, subscribe and like. I'll share some other little tool tips I have going forward as well.